Am I centered? Am I not? Oh, not sure. Oh, hold on. Hey brows, for this week's video, I asked you guys on Instagram and everything to submit questions. We're gonna do a little Q&A. Let's get into it. I'm gonna pull them up on my phone, so I'm obnoxious, I'm sorry. The first question is, how did you learn to draw on a tablet? Because I usually draw on paper well, but when I got a graphics tablet, it was hard to turn my ideas into drawings. When I first got my tablet, I honestly had no idea how to use it, and it was so intimidating that I didn't use it for like a year, which is not the right thing to do. I should have dove into it. As soon as I did dive into learning how to use a tablet, it was very difficult at first, but the more, like, I made sure to practice every single day. And as the days went on and as the years have gone on, I've improved so much. So my best advice is to practice, watch tutorials, YouTube everything. Any kind of question you have, just Google it. Like, it's literally a simple answer right there. Mordecai, are you back talking to me? Next question is, how do you deal with your self-image and sometimes not loving yourself? Well, that's the thing, is like, self-confidence isn't a daily thing. For me, personally, I mean, some people can be probably confident every single day, but it is an everyday struggle, and some days are easier than more, and it's okay to not feel like the prettiest girl or the most handsome man in the world every single day. Some days are going to be better than others, and my best advice is to just try to be positive. Like, don't diss yourself, or don't like be so hard or down on yourself. Be positive. With every negative thing you say about yourself, say 2 positive things, like, I don't like my nose, but I like my eyes and my smile. So like, something like that is something that helps me to have a better self-image about myself, because I used to be very, very, very insecure about my self-image and myself in general, and positivity has really helped change my perspective on life and my perspective on myself. Next question is, when did you first start drawing yourself with big... I can't read. When did you first start drawing yourself with big... What am I doing? I'm switching these words up. When did you first start drawing yourself with brows bigger than my future? They're bigger than my future too. Well, with the eyebrows, I honestly started drawing them like that from the very beginning, and I don't know if I was just blind. I did not see how big I was drawing them until people started making fun of me for drawing them that big. I remember one of my first comics that really blew up on, it blew up on iFunny. I was reading through the like 17,000 comments, and like, there was a bunch of positive ones and then a bunch of negative ones that were like, why are her eyebrows so big? Why do they look like Band-Aids? What is she doing? Why is the artist drawing them that big? They look so stupid. And at first, it really hurt my feelings. Like, I was like, well, maybe I should change my style, or maybe I should stop doing that. But then, I don't know what just hit me. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna let these trolls tell me what I can and can't do. And so I turned something that people were talking negatively about into a positive, and now it's my signature, kind of. What can help you identify what your art style is, and how do you improve it if you don't like your art style? Art style is a really tricky thing. This is probably one of the most common questions I get is about my art style, or how you come about an art style. How I came about mine is I probably spent like 2 to 3 months before I even posted a comic trying to find like some kind of style. Back then I didn't really have a style. I was just like diving into my creative abilities, and it's something that I really struggled with. And if you go back to my first comics, I've kind of kept some of the same features, but my style has grown as I've grown. And Mordecai, everyone can hear you breathing. Lay down, son. Lay down. I'm not here for you. But art style, can you hear him breathing? I'm sure you can. Mordecai, please go lay down over there. Everyone can hear you breathing. Having an art style is one of the most common questions I do get, and there's really no proper advice, in my opinion, on art style. It's just things that you come about as you draw. I didn't really develop my style, and I still think I am developing my style, because it's different for every person. And it's okay to not stick with the same exact style because you don't want to get stale or boring. Like, you want to be able to grow as an artist. So the best advice I would have is probably look at references, look at some of your favorite artists. It helps to see how other people use colors and line weight and perspectives in their own way and kind of learn from them. Could you recommend a tablet for beginners for digital art? I know that iPads are really you can use those for many different things, but I know a lot of artists that use iPads and you can get them pretty cheap nowadays. That's probably a good beginner tablet before you dive into the whole giant ones, you know? But I know that Wacom or Wacom, I like to call it Wacom because, you know, Wacom. Wacom tablets. I'm just gonna say Wacom because I like to say that. But Wacom tablets are really good. They have like they go from like very reasonable price all the way up to very expensive the more you know. I really recommend starting off with the really tiny ones that you can connect into another computer and then move up from there. Do you have a favorite movie genre? I do. In fact, I love horror films. I love scary movies. Even though I am a scaredy cat, I love the thrill of watching a scary movie, and I love a good monster, and I love a good ghost, I love a good true crime. I love it. I will say that that's my favorite. And then it probably goes from scary movies to comedy to action, and then like romance is like down at the bottom. What's your favorite video game? My favorite video game ever is it Sonic Adventure? Oh, I should have looked this up before I did this. Sonic Adventure Battle 2. Is that right? It's Sonic Adventure Battle 2. We're gonna go with that. But I can't say that I just have one because I love Sonic Adventure. I love Super Smash Brothers. And I love, like, last year me and my sister played Limbo and Inside. And those are just the graphics are... The art style, I really enjoy like a good art style, and I enjoy a good storyline, and it's more with that like thriller, kind of horror-ish genre, whatever. And Little Nightmares is a good one. So I don't have a favorite. Those are all my favorite. If I had to say a favorite, it's a bulk of favorites. It's just like, I have a really hard time picking one thing that I really like out of anything. Here I am, being complicated. Hi, Bev. When did you get Mordecai, and how long have you had him? Oh, my sweet baby Mordecai. I've had Mordecai for 4 years. He is 4 years old. He is almost... he's getting so old. He's growing up so fast. I got him when I was a senior in college on my 21st birthday, and he is the best blessing in my entire life. Mordecai, come here. He's chewing on his bone. Mordecai, come here. I know I told you to shoo, but come here. I don't know if you can hear him chewing, but that's what he's doing. He's ignoring me. If you had one quirk from My Hero Academia, what would it be and why? Or if I had like a superpower. I had like a lot of questions that said like, if you had one superpower, what would it be? I would want to be able to fly. Particularly, I would love to have angel wings. Angel wings. Angel wings. I've always had an infatuation with angel wings. I have them tattooed on my ankle. I would love to fly. I just think that would be the coolest thing. Do you art for a living, or do you have a day job? Do you art for a living, or do you have a day? Do you art for a living, or do you have a day job? I do art for a living and have a day job at the same time. So my full-time job is I'm a graphics designer at Tigertown Graphics. I design and draw t-shirts all day long, and I love it, and it's amazing, and it's great. And then I come home and I draw more, and so I just draw all day long, every single day, my entire life, and I'm happy with it. It's exactly what I've always wanted to do, and so I can't complain. How did you come up with your ideas, or do they just come to you? My ideas for my comic stem from a lot of different things, but they all involve like things that happen in my life. I have a whole, let's see if I can pull it up. All my notes, I have like so many like comic ideas that like will just come to my head, usually at the most inconvenient times, because that's, you know, like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'll be like, oh, this would be a great comic idea. And so I sit there and I put it in my notes, and things that happen in my life, things that I see that I'm just like, that would be a good idea, but it's mostly things that happen in my little life. How do you keep yourself motivated to keep going? It's probably hard because I do draw every single day, all day. It's like I don't want to get burnt out. The fact that I just love it so much. I don't really think I have any advice for how to stay motivated. When you do feel burned out, take a day off. When you don't feel like drawing, don't draw. Like, it's okay to take a day off. I have a very hard time knowing that I should take a day to not draw. I've learned that I shouldn't feel bad if I don't draw every single day or don't post a comic every single day. It helps you stay motivated if you don't overdo it. What do you use to make your comics and on what device? I get asked this question a lot. What I use is a Wacom, however you say it, tablet. I use a Cintiq Companion 2. It is my baby. I love it so much. It's a computer and like a tablet all in itself. Like, I have a very hard time using the tablet, like the tablets that you have to like connect to a computer and look at the screen and then draw. My small brain does not, I can't figure that out. And then I also use Photoshop. I know that Procreate and like Paint Tool Sai are really good too, but I personally use Photoshop. Why do you not draw noses on your characters? Because they don't need no nose. I don't have a nose. What are you talking about? Don't point out my insecurities. When I first started drawing, I was like, noses are too complicated. I don't want to do it. And a lot of cartoons don't have noses, so I was just like, I don't feel like it. And I can't just randomly put a nose on Bev. Everyone would be like, what's going on? And she looks, I remember at one point I was like, maybe I should stick a nose on her. And I did, and I was like, this looks weird. Just because I'm so used to her not having a nose, she's never gonna have one. I know you guys keep asking that, but she's not gonna have a nose. She don't need no nose. She just... Hey Bev, since the art community can be cruel and harsh, I was wondering what advice you have for not getting swallowed up by the negative feelings. This one's a toughie because, of course, as my page has grown, I've attracted more trolls, attracted more haters, and attracted more hate comments. When I first started getting any kind of hate comments, I'd take it very personally. It like hurt my feelings, and to this day, of course, they upset me, but I don't take them personally anymore. It's best to not take things personally, because 9 times out of 10, they're looking for attention, they're projecting themselves onto you, they're jealous of what you're drawing. It's a handful of things that don't involve you necessarily, and some people are just mean. I've discovered that since I've gotten this account, that like people are just mean, and that's just how social media is people have no problem just being terrible people. I personally love to attack back because I don't... You breathe so heavy. Go over there. You breathe so heavy. Do you hear him breathing? Everyone's like, don't comment back. Don't like, that's what they want, blah, 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 blah. And like, granted, yeah, you're right, but I'd rather sit there and put somebody in their place and hopefully they won't ever comment on someone else's account like that again, and me get my feelings hurt rather than someone else. It's a tough situation. It doesn't bother me as much anymore, and I'd rather sit there and passively, aggressively, like, come back at them with a joke or something like that, and that's my way of handling it. And so yeah, you guys probably, I'm like, you guys probably think I'm like looking into the abyss reading these comments, but it's on my phone. Please stop breathing so heavy. Lord help me with my very mouth breathing son. You're such a mouth breather. How do you get over someone you love? It takes time. It just takes time. Time heals all wounds. And my best advice to get over someone you love is to just take time to yourself. Don't try to have a rebound, or because like that's just a way to hurt somebody. I don't agree with rebounds. Now that I've grown up and I realize how much that can hurt people, it's just take time to yourself. Like, take as much time to yourself as you need. When did you start drawing comics? I had a lot of this. A lot of people ask this too. I started drawing comics last January 22nd. I remember the day I posted my first comic. When will you reboot once we met? I had a lot of these questions too. I don't know. I'm entered it into a contest. It didn't win, unfortunately, but entering it into the contest in general, like writing my first synopsis and all that fun stuff, taught me a lot. Yeah, but I'm gonna try to probably bank it for another contest. So I probably won't be updating it until the end of summer. I know that that's such a long time to wait, but it looks so much better and it makes so much more sense, and I've almost written the entire thing and it's gonna be so great, and like I promise it will be worth the wait. I hope you guys agree, but I really am super proud of what I've made so far. So I'm sorry that it's taken so long, but it really will be worth it. How long does it take for you to finish a comic from start to finish? It depends on how many panels there are. And how much detail is in each panel, like how many characters, how much do I have to color, is there a background? But like from a guesstimate, I'd say 3 hours. What do you want? Who is your bias in BTS, and are you waiting for their comeback April 12th? Oh, I've been waiting for this. I love BTS so much. I do not have a bias. I say that. I don't have a bias, because like I can like rank them from like most biased to least biased, but I probably make some people mad. But if I had to choose a bias, it would be Jimin, Tae, or Hobie, because they're just so, but like then again, I love Namjoon, and I love Yoongi, and I love JK, and I love freaking Jin is so, see, I don't know, but I love them so much, and they're so inspirational, and they're just like so unapologetically themselves. I love them so. What is my biggest motivation? My biggest motivation is you guys, honestly. Your kind words are my motivation to keep going, not just in my comics and my passion and my art, but in my life. You guys have really taught me how to, like cornball, whatever, but you guys have really taught me how to accept myself, honestly, and you've shown me that not everyone in the world is terrible, and you guys are really the best. Hoi. Oh, you meant to say how. How do you use Patreon? Patreon is a platform where you can support me and my comics, because my comics are always free. It would be great for you guys to help support me. It's a way to donate to me while also getting rewards. Like you can donate from like $1, $5, $10, $20, and each tier you get more stuff. So like you'll get early access to content, or like a free wallpaper every month, or like a tutorial videos. I'll link my Patreon in the description below. Are you planning any new tattoos? Yes, I am. I just don't know exactly. I know that I want flowers, negative space, and bars on my arms. I don't know what kind of flowers I want. I don't know placement. Like I always, and I recommend this for everyone. For every tattoo I've ever gotten, I decide exactly what I want, and then I wait an entire year before I get it. And if I still want it, I get it. And in turn, I don't regret any of my tattoos. So I have to figure out exactly what I want, wait a whole year, and then get it. So it's gonna be a little bit. How do you pronounce Mordecai's name? I've just been saying gibberish. It's Mordecai. Everybody pronounces it Mordechi because I spelt it really weird. You were just coming in here breathing all over me. I love you so much. But everyone pronounces it Mordechi, but it's Mordecai. Whenever I named him, I just spelt it how I thought it was spelt, and that's how it came out, and I love it. If you were stuck on a desert island, what 2 celebrities would you want with you, and why? I would want Jimin and Tae because I love them, and that would be a dream come true. How do you pronounce your last name? It's Bevilacqua. I don't know if I'm going to be able to type this out above my head or above my face, wherever I put it. It's Bevilacqua. It's B Evil Aqua. It is Italian. It used to have a C in it, but my grandfather, when he came over to America, somehow the C was lost. Are you an army? Yes. Yes. And that concludes our first Q&A. I'm sure I'll do another one in a few months, so if your questions didn't make it in, don't worry, we will do this all over again. As always, I love you guys so much. Make sure to check out my comics on Facebook, Instagram, WEBTOON, Twitter too. I will have the links in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next Thursday. And I love my brow crowd so much. Mwah, 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 mwah. Fearless.